This is a short video for Guys and St Thomas in relation to ProgrammExpress, the cloud-based portfolio program and project reporting solution. As you'll see, we're using a demo site. Each of our clients has their own instance. That'd be Guys and St Thomas.programmexpress.co.uk. But we have applied logos and color palettes related to your branding. So we're going to log on to ProgrammExpress as the administrator, and you can be an administrator, a read-only user, or a write access user. The administrator can see all projects and see all modules, as you'll see from entering the home screen. So from the home screen, we can open up our structure in terms of portfolio, programs and projects. This is just a demo structure, and you develop the portfolio as you so wish. From this home screen, you'll see that you can see the status of all projects via the red, amber, green status. You can run reports. You can have a look at and filter maybe just by the red status area, so you can drill down and see the data and see where the problem areas are within the portfolio, or you can undo that back to normal. The idea is that each project manager will update the modules requested on them using these modules shown here as icons, but better shown via the updates tab as commentary, plan, resources, costs, benefits, impacts, risks, and logs, which are configurable, issues, actions, decisions, successes, etc. So when the project managers or the users have made all their updates, what that allows us simply to do is run program and portfolio aggregated and consolidated reports, as well as project reports. So as an example, at the portfolio level, I know everybody's made their updates. I can go to shared reports. These are reports that we've set up and are shared with everybody through the reporting screen. So these are already sort of like pre-canned reports. And our bread and butter rag status summary will look like a consolidated Excel. No need for central administration. It's automatic. You'll see here the programs and the projects, some commentary status, some red, amber, green status, planning information, who owns the project in terms of project manager. That's configurable, and a different report can be created with different columns and different information. Or we might want to show the Gantt chart status. So the plans, because we're running at portfolio level, are now visible for every single project within the whole portfolio. You'll see that we use the taskbars, green, amber, red. Green on track, red means missed a key milestone, amber means forecasting to be later than expected. But one click and we can get everybody's plan of action. Now, we all know the data's only as, or the reports are only as good as the data that sits behind them. So there does need to be some governance, but we try and aim to make the UI as simple as possible. And the view for a project manager will be slightly different depending on their user access, of which there are many different types of user access roles. But I'm going to log on as myself, Nick Wilson. And we're looking onto the same URL, we're looking onto the same home screen, but what we can now do is start to filter by what we've been given access to. So in this case, we've been given access, read access to all the portfolios, but we've been given write access to just 4 projects because that's what I'm expected to update, and just 3 modules because that's what I'm expected to update. So different users can have different views on the modules to update. So we can keep it simple for some if they're sort of like slightly non-project manager skill levels or lower in maturity, might be business users rather than IT, etc. But the experience for the project manager or the user will be to click on each of the squares, update the commentary, update the plan, and update their logs, actions, issues, decisions, lessons learned in this case. When they've done that, they can see what the reports that will eventually be shared will look like in my report. So only visible to this specific user, a one-page summary on this specific project. And you will see that's plan on a page, drops nicely into PowerPoint. We've now got a timeline view of the plan, and we've got some commentary information. Again, this can be configured differently. Or we may want to have a bit more information. A one-page overview is more of a portrait, prints to highlight report. Slightly more detail level, commentary plan, and then we're getting into risks and actions, because that's what we've selected for this report, something the project manager might want to use with their project team in terms of looking at or updating actions, issues, risks, etc. So a fairly simple UI for the user, 15-20 minutes, as long as every user does the same. And the administrator has an easy job, because they know the data's up to date, and there are plenty of reports they can run to look at the currency of the data. And back into the home screen, back to where we were before, and maybe a different type of report. Let's have a look at a one-page summary, and this is filtered by every active project within the portfolio. So similar to what we saw with the project manager, but now we've got 10 active projects, and we've automatically got the update on those 10 projects. If resourcing is of interest, then we can run a resource usage summary. This is a replacement to the need for resourcing in Excel, really. All the resources are aligned to the plan, so if the plans change, so resource allocation will as well. But you'll see here the people, what projects they're working on, number of days in a period, and whether they're under or over allocated. And there are plenty more reports: availability by resource, availability by project, availability by skill, and lots of other usage type reports. So just some examples of reports, just as a quick sort of like 90 minutes in 7 or 8 minutes, just to give a flavour, something to share about. Obviously the next steps will be to have a fuller webinar or an on-site demo, but this is something to be shared with some potential key decision makers, stakeholders who have an interest in sort of like portfolio MIS in a real-time, usable, simple fashion. So on that, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and hope it meets the requirement, and hope it has the potential to take it to the next step. Thank you for watching.